Welcome everyone to Crafting with Julia. If you're new to my channel, my name is Julia and I'm so glad you tuned in today. In today's video, I have two projects I want to share with you. The first project is this real decorative book bundle, and the second project is an updated rooster. So come on along and I'll show you how it's done. This was my inspiration for the decorative book bundle that I found on Pinterest. First thing you're going to do is you're going to start out with books. Now I did this with real books. They're hardcover. I got them at Dollar Tree. So I got 4 books for $4. And they're nice quality. They look brand new. And you're going to start by taking the covers off of each book. Of course, you want to cover your work surface because it's going to get a little messy. And I am going to use some painter's tape to cover the pages because once I start painting, I do not want to get the paint on the pages. So I went around with the painter's tape and I covered each book with the tape. So now that all of the pages are covered with the painter's tape, I am ready to start painting. I'm going to start with this warm cognac is the color, and I'm going to just give each book one coat. I'm only going to paint the bindings of all the books and the edges, and then I'm going to paint the front cover of the top book and the back cover of the bottom book. And you only need one coat because I am also going to paint it over with a lighter coat and then use my sanding block to distress it. So you only need one coat and it could just be a fast paint. So now that all of the books are painted, we're just going to set it aside and wait for them to dry. Now that the books are dry, we're ready for the second coat. Now I use this Rust-Oleum chalked chiffon cream. It's a chalk paint. Again, you only need one coat, and I'm going to paint, again, I'm just going to paint the bindings and the edges of each book, and then I'm going to go over the the entire top of the first book and the bottom of the last book. So now that I'm almost finished, we're going to let the books dry thoroughly. I let them dry for at least 4 hours. Well, now my books are dry. We are ready to decorate them. First thing you're going to do is, I use this sanding block to distress the edges. And you're just going to lightly rub the edges and get a nice distressed look. And you want to really protect your surface because this is going to make a mess. All that chalk dust is going to fall. So now that I have a nice distressed look, we're ready to remove all of the painter's tape. Now before I do anything, we are going to glue the books together so they don't come apart when they're stacked. And I just do this with a little hot glue, just run it around the edges and some in the middle, and just stack them all on top of each other. And make sure the bottom book is the one that's painted on the bottom, and the top book is the one that's painted on the top. So the third one and the last one. And there's our stack of books. So now I cut out this piece of burlap that I'm going to put around the books. I'm just going to glue it to the bottom. Like that. And now we're ready to decoupage the bindings. I purchased these images from a shop on Etsy called Creative Bell, and I am going to put the link in the description box. These are instant downloads that you purchase, and each image is so beautiful. They're very vintage looking, and it's so simple. You download the image and you can resize it to any size that you want. So I'm just going to cut this out. And of course I sized it to the size that I needed for these books. And I'm going to place it right like that onto the books. And I'm going to use a little decoupage or Mod Podge. So I'm going to take the image and starting from the center, going outward, I'm going to give it a nice coat of the Mod Podge. All of the products I use, I put in my description below. I usually get everything on Amazon, so if you're interested in creating this project and you need recommendations, just go to those links. Now I happen to love sunflowers. They're my favorite flower, so that's why I picked this image. And then you're going to follow the creases inside the book just with your fingers. Like that. Okay. You want to smooth it out, make sure there's no bubbles, no wrinkles. Perfect. Isn't that cute? Okay, and now we're ready to decorate the top. Now I wanted to recreate the image that's on the books, so I used these sunflowers, and I'm just going to glue them to the top. I then used these sunflower leaves, and I'm going to glue them as well to recreate that image. And I'm just going to position them before I glue. So I'm going to put two on this side. And then I'm going to put two in the back here. Okay, and we're done. And that's what it looks like. I just think this is so adorable. This is my inspiration picture for our second project, which is an updated rooster. Well, I happen to love roosters. My home is decorated with roosters. That is my decor of choice. Roosters are always popular. They're always on trend. They're timeless. However, colorful roosters are not in anymore. So I took this chalk paint, it's black chalkboard paint, and I'm going to redo this rooster. Now, of course, I always use this Dixie Belle Slick Stick before I paint any ceramic piece. This just makes the paint hold to the ceramic. So I gave it one coat of the Slick Stick before I spray painted it with the Rust-Oleum paint. So now that I painted it and it's already dry, we are going to wax it. And I'm using this finishing wax. It's a white finishing wax from Jolie. And I use this brush. This is my waxing brush. And it's just for waxing. I'm going to put on some gloves because this is going to be a little messy. So you're going to load your brush, give it a generous amount, and you're just going to start pouncing. You're going to pounce the wax into all the grooves. And this is a great rooster to do this with because it has a lot of grooves, and this is going to show up really well. So we're just going to take that wax and we're going to give it a heavy coat all over the rooster. So once you're happy with the coat of wax, you're going to take a little rag and now you're going to wipe. And you're just going to gently wipe because you don't want to wipe the wax out of the grooves. You just want to wipe the wax off the smooth part of your item, this being the rooster. And you just keep wiping, and it's according to your liking. If you like a heavy coat, then you don't have to wipe off that much. But I want to get it to where it looks like my inspiration picture. I hope you're enjoying this video, and if you already subscribed to my channel, I want to thank you. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope you will. Also, I would love for you to join me at my Creative Community Facebook page. That's where you can post your creations and perhaps inspire others or just be inspired. And if I've inspired you to create something, I would love to see it posted there. Also, you can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook. All these links are in the description below. So I'm done. I think I gave it a nice coat. I like the way it looks. I'm very happy with this. I think it's adorable. And now I have a nice, updated, modern rooster.